Hello everybody, it's me, Get Dave Dio, and we're doing channel update time. A little while ago I mentioned Final Fantasy 15 is a game I was thinking about let's playing. It has since been delayed, so... And the responses in the comment section were pretty mixed. I think a lot of people like me are feeling a little cynical towards the series. And then they announced Florence and the Machine are doing some of the soundtrack, and I was like, all right, color me interested. And I listened to the songs, and I was like, okay, well, this could be something. So then I was marginally less cynical. And then they released an hour of footage to soften the blow of telling everybody that the game was delayed, and the gameplay looked pretty cool. It starts with the group pushing a stalled car to the song Stand By Me. So that seemed kind of weird, but I guess those bros are real tight. So anyway, still have no idea what I'm going to do with that game. Maybe never play it, maybe LP at 100% completion, or anywhere in between. So that's kind of neat that is a complete unknown. Moving on, right now we're doing Master of Orion. Super excited to be playing that again. I really like it, and people who complain about it are wrong. I put Galactic Civilization 3 on hold, full stop, which is kind of a shame because we're actually at a very interesting note in the LP. Strategically, War on Two Fronts didn't really prepare well for either of them. It could go either way. So we might have some fun there. Anyway, the plan is to finish up Master of Orion. We'll have a good time. Then we'll get going on Gal Civ 3. But on October 11th, no matter what, we're doing a different game. I've been very excited about it for a long time. It's just over a month away now. I can taste it. And I'm very excited for it. And it's the only game I've ever thought about, like seriously thought about importing it. I speak no Japanese, but I was going to do it. Moving on. For those of you who are curious about what's going on in the game right now, been doing a couple things that I've been putting off for a long time. It's a story-driven Metroidvania game, so item collection is part of it, and I wanted to represent those items on the character. And so I had the mesh completed, but then it's like, well, Reina can get this item, she can get that item. Should probably, create a mesh for it and rig it up and get it to move with the animations and all that. So been doing a little bit of that, and I think I've done all of them, unless I might change out one item, so we'll see. So that's been good. Those conveniently move pretty quickly. You don't really need to do a ton of work once all the rigging and all the animations are done, because like something she wears on her hand just follows her hand, so there's no real complex stuff because none of them really follow anything elaborate in terms of joints, and if they do, they just kind of follow the same rules as things I've already done. So that was nice. Started working with the artist on the cover for the game, so that's pretty cool. Getting going on some concepts and starting on the painting, and it's pretty neat. And I also broke everything and then started fixing it. You have to do that fairly regularly. I had been putting off some of the more complicated integrations of animation and movement, and I'll sort of explain the pattern, or the problem, I should say. Let's say you're making a game and you want someone to be able to move left or right, and even jump. That's not actually that difficult, because you can think of them as a box that moves left or right, or goes up and down when you jump, but the whole person is moving as a unit, and they either pass over an object when they jump over it, or they do not, and they kind of stay the same. But if you... Let's say, hypothetically, this is the animation that's giving me a hard time. Let's say you jump, grab a surface, and then pull yourself up onto it. Well, there is kind of a moment where you are starting off left of it, ending up, or right of it, starting to the side of it, ending up on top of it. And you go through a transitionary period where you are simultaneously on it and, to the side of it as you just, start doing the pull-up. So that's that's its own ordeal, getting everything just right for that and balancing it with everything else. That's been I'm just going to say a challenge because it started off fun and I was like, yeah, I'll just fix this up in no time. And now I'm full of colorful expressions. Anyway, we're getting pretty close on it. It works reasonably well right now, but I want the game feel to be really good because you need tight controls and you need controls that feel tight, and they are not quite the same thing, and balancing those two is really tricky, and you have to balance that against animations as well, which often follow contrary rules to video games. So that's always interesting. If you want a sort of thought experiment to run through, I would just say if you played Super Metroid and Super Mario World, or any Mario game actually, you can just sort of contrast the jumping mechanics. In Metroid, Samus has 0x inertia. You jump, you want to reverse direction, you just push the other direction and she instantly reverses. Or Mega Man works the same way. I think Shovel Knight's the same way as well. A lot of games use that approach, and it gives you tight response time. Super Meat Boy is another example, and they sort of combine that with really floaty jumps to give the ability to transition huge amounts of space in air. Anyway, so we've got that thing going on. Mario, on the other hand, jumps, and if you try reversing direction in midair, you can, but not much. Like, he has a fairly high amount of inertia compared to these other characters. But both games have controls that feel tight because their mechanics respond consistently and they respond logically to the input you provide them. And the animations are also part of that, where they're communicating back to the user. So that's the stuff I'm trying to navigate. I imagine it's going to be a bit of a balancing act that's going on for a while. So that'll be fun. But I think that's where, I don't know, that's like where the core of the game feel lies. It comes down to user input. So that's what I'm going to be fiddling around with probably for a little while. Just like I mentioned a few months ago, I'll probably be working on animations for Reina for a very long time. I'm actually kind of getting near the end of a lot of those. We're on to the weird ones, like the weird difficult ones, like changing directions while swimming. That's kind of annoying. There's a trick to it, and yeah, to make it look good, a little tricky. So, that's the stuff that's going on there. And thank you for watching all this. I am able to do the game development and the Let's Playing because of the support I get through this channel, both in terms of the YouTube videos that you guys watch and the Patreon support that I get. So if you're interested in watching these videos, keep on watching. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the company. Let's play. And if you're able to help via Patreon, that is also really cool. You can click on the link in the description or on the screen, and that helps me do these things too. If you want more information, you can just click the link. I have a video you can see. And thanks so much for your interest and for watching, and I'll see you all in the next Let's Play.